Hello, Janet and Bill, Linda. Who else we got here? Sarita. Hello, everyone who's here. The other people who's here, I want to say hi to you. Wow, can you believe 1 week from right now, Christmas will have 4 hours left in the day. But that's okay because we've been promised it's going to be the most Merry Christmas financially and everything that we've ever had. And I don't want someone to come to me and say, well, truthfully, we still got whatever calendar. No, we're on the calendar we're on now. When we go to a new calendar, let's acknowledge it. But right now, we have, today's the 18th, and it's got 3 hours and 59 minutes left. Where Mary Ann's at, it's only got 2 hours and 59 minutes. But that's not what I'm going to talk about, guys. I've been looking around and I see there's some good stuff out there that you guys have got me. And I'm going to go through that. But then I want to talk about the money, the redemption centers, and the things that we need. But I want to put it into a light because, see, I've been noticing. You ever seen a cockroach, a mouse, a rat? Doesn't it seem like whenever you see one, man, all of a sudden they're everywhere. And even if they're not there, you think they're there. And that's kind of what I'm seeing right now. we are so close. I mean, even if we have to go to the 20th of next month, we're still so close. For everything we've been through, March 5th will be the 5-year anniversary of this show. And we've went through a lot, but, just because I say March 5th is the 5th anniversary, I've been involved in this stuff. We bought our first currency in 2008, Ron and me did. But I'm going to cover a lot of things tonight, and I think they're going to be helpful. I hope they are. One Voice View, good to see you. Beth, good to see you. And I know I'm going to miss some of you. Good to have the chat over here. Guys, I do want to announce that I didn't have chat the other night. So if she would put it in there, I wouldn't have seen it anyway. But Myrna announced that Karen's, I think it was her brother, passed away. So keep Karen in your prayers. Keep the prayers that these magical, wonderful beds that we're going to talk about here in a little bit actually appear. Hey, Bill Woods, good to see you. Jana's in the house. Jana is now rooting tomorrow night or Friday night for Indiana. Well, you know who I'm rooting for in that game, Jana. College football. I'm an Illinois fan, and anybody who can beat Notre Dame. No, it's Friday night.
Friday night.
So I'm going to talk to the kids real briefly. This is a time of year, kids. Jimmy, your brother, I believe his name's Larry, and your 2 little sisters. Well, I guess one's a big sister. It's a time of year to be happy, and I know your family's going through so much, and it's hard to you to be happy. But you know what? Here's the thing, guys and girls. You still got to be happy. You still got your daddy. You got your grandpa. And your mommy is there. You just can't see her and talk to her. You can't see her and talk to her. And I'm going to talk about that later on, about talking to people you've lost. But here's what I want to bring out to you 4 children. Oh, hold on, kids. I'm sorry to hear that, Beth. Beth Shaw saying that her sister passed away. We're going to discuss the people passing away in a little bit, Beth, but I'm really sorry to hear. So, guys, can you keep Beth in your prayers, her family? Good to see you, Ian, here. Jeremy, good to see you. But anyway, your mommy raised you guys extraordinary. Jimmy, you especially, she was you were her everything. And she's still with you. But she's also at a place where she needs to get peace too. And if you guys keep mourning and not celebrating the holidays, come on. Your mommy was big on Thanksgiving, which you did do a little bit, but you had to do it early because Daddy had to work Thanksgiving. And now Christmas. Come on, your mom loved Christmas. Celebrate it for her. Because that's what she wants. And I swear she talked to me the other night. I really do. So I don't know what your mommy looks like. I only talked to her on the phone and chatting with her. But I know I had a dream the other night that said, tell my kids I'm okay to be happy. That's the only thing I can think of. I mean, I know other people that, I could talk to about this, and I will. But I really believe it was your mom telling me from heaven for you kids to be happy, because that's what she raised you to be. And I know you kids have got a little bit of more of a burden than more ordinary because your little sister's only 2 years old. But you know what? That's one of the things you can take over and never, ever, ever show her pictures. If you have videos when she gets older, make sure don't ever let her forget her mommy. I only have one grandparent in my whole life. It was my grandpa. And he passed away when I was 3 years old. I do not remember one thing about him other than stories people told me. But I wish someone would have I wish there had been videos back then. I wish there would have been things back then where I would have never forgot him because they said we were close. I don't know. Patriot 11, I don't know. I'm going to start singing, where's my Patriot 11 gone? Where'd you go, buddy? Stop by and say hi, or have Grandma and Grandpa say hi. I'm really starting to get concerned. I pray for you every day that everything's all right. Patriot Wyatt Earp and Patriot Karate Kid, hope you send me a Merry Christmas little message. Made my day. And any of you kids that just want to send me a little audio or video message wishing me and Ron a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Oh, it just makes my day. I don't care about gifts. Gifts are for you kids. And remember, Santa Claus is watching. Patriot Princess, our queen. Patriot Hunter, her amazing, handsome young brother, older brother. I was just talking a little bit to your grandma about Indiana. Seems funny me wanting to root because I don't like Indiana. I don't know why. I just don't. But boy, I'll root against Notre Dame. Oh, I'll tell the story someday about Notre Dame, why I dislike them so much. Them nuns, they did me wrong, but that's a story for another show. Patriot Boogie, Boogs, Boogaloo, and Boogaroo. I know you guys are going to get your Christmas outfits or your Christmas pajamas, and Grandpa John's going to snap a picture and send over to me. You're growing way too fast. And once again, like all of us, we got to get these beds here for all of us. Kids first, people who really need, and then everyone else. Oh, Patriot Leona and Leilana. It's hard to believe it seemed like only yesterday your great-grandpa was asking me, we're looking for an old-fashioned name. The baby's going to be born, a little girl, on March 1st. And I said, what about Leona? And he says, I like that. Hi, Ann. Beth, have I said hi to you yet? I believe so, yeah. Sorry about that. Yes, I did, because you're your sister. I'm sorry. But seems like, you know, you were born on the same day as my mom. You know, I hope you have a really great Christmas, and I know your great grandpa's going to really, really make that happen. Ron Anderson's on the show tonight. Good to see you, Ron. Welcome to the show. I actually got him to smile, guys. Then we have little Leilana, who was named after my aunt, my mom's youngest sister. Probably my favorite all-time aunt. Only because she lived longer than a couple of my other ones. Because the aunts on my dad's side, I had 3 of them, and they was wicked, wickeder, and wickedest.
One wasn't bad.
Ron says one of them wasn't bad, but as long as you did everything for her. But, you know, at least my grandpa had one good kid, and that was my dad, who he got sons to carry on his name. And that meant a lot to my dad. But then we have Patriots super gymnasts who, you know, you got tomorrow and the next day of school, and they're having different dress-up days, and today was Grinch Day. She had the cutest little outfit on. I should have got a picture. Patriots5, it was pajama day for him, and his pajamas was a pair of Santa Claus pajamas. And he looked just dapper as dapper could be. And then Patriot Small Hank, I haven't seen him today, but last night was his 2nd grade concert, and I went to it, and he did a good job. The little monkey, it was her concert last night too, but when you got 2 of them, you can only be one place. And the grandma, my ex-wife, decided to go to the little girls, and I can't let the little boy not have grandparent representation there. So I went. He did very good. Scares you because you just never know what that boy's going to do next. And then little Kira, she is just really turning in to a grandpa's girl. She loves to take me by the hand and take me to the candy bowl because she knows I can give her candy whenever. She goes to mommy, and mommy says, no. So she comes right to me. She takes me by the hand and says, walk. And we go for a walk, and it's always right to the candy dish. But my son has told my daughter-in-law, if grandpa wants to give her candy, you can't stop a grandpa from giving candy. So that pretty much does it, kids. I'm glad that you're with us, and, you know, you guys mean so much.
Show's over.
I was talking a little bit ago to someone about kids and how much they mean to me and what they mean to this person, and working projects with orphanages and that. And we're going to talk about that in a little bit too. So let's do the pledge, and let's do the music. And I do want to say that the kids that I've talked to and any other kids, this show is not meant for you. If you watch it under permission from your parent, grandparent, legal guardian, or someone who gives you permission that's old enough to give you permission. And the music that we're about to play, we have no legal rights to. We use it for entertainment purposes only. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
If tomorrow all the things were gone, I'd work for all my life, and I had to start again with just my children and my wife. I thank my lucky stars to be living here today, where the flag still stands for freedom, and they can't take that away. And I'm proud to be Minnesota to the hills of Tennessee, across the plains of Texas, all from sea to shining sea, from Detroit down to Houston, New York to LA, where there's pride in every American heart, and it's time we stand and say, oh, and I'm proud to be an American.
I'll see you here tomorrow. She talked to her to buy her a little bit. She's on the sausages. She just loves me. So I'm probably going to head back over to my house now from her house about 9:30. Get out of my house for a little bit. And come down here about 11. We'll have lunch. And have a body and do some work or something. Oh, I'm going to buy it. What am I going to do? I'm not going to do it. You can go. You can Savannah. Number one, over here. I'm going to head over here. And if you say, hey, I can get it back home, this is going to be talking to a couple hours now. Yes, God bless the USA. You guys didn't know I was going to say that, did you? I bet you none of you here thought I was going to say this. So, Marianne, are you on? Did I send you? Hi, Pamela.
I ain't seen her on.
Ann, Jeffrey. So, I'm going to do something a little different tonight. Dear Lord, please look after Beth and her family and Karen and her family and all the families here, Lord, that have lost someone or is going through terrible times health-wise with somebody that they love and they are desperately needing help for. Lord, look after all of these people and look after this whole family here, all the children, 100% of the children, and look after our great world, Lord, as you yourself know you've handpicked someone to lead us into heaven on earth, and we know we're going to be there soon. But until then, Lord, just put angels over these people's heads that we're mentioning and guide each one of us and let us know that everything is going to be okay. And we come to you and we pray to you through our Savior, your Son, Jesus Christ. Amen and amen. So, before I go into the intel for tonight, I do want to cover some situations. And the other day, I just happened to go into Telegram. I went into our particular page, PATRIOTS5 Forever. And when I went in there, I noticed that there was a lot of stuff going on about getting your money. That a certain person, somebody named Lynn, I'm going to leave it at that, but somebody named Lynn came out and made a statement that you can go to Chase Banks and they will pay you on your dinar. And if they won't pay you, go to another one and they will. They will pay. Now, Mark Z I don't know if she did this on Mark Z's show or Mark Z just caught word of it, but I do know that there was a little insert underneath with this lady, Lynn. I know that she had put an insert up there saying this, and Mark Z, he literally just said, you can do, and Janet, I'm not picking on you. I'm just using you as an example, you and Pamela. So Janet and Pamela decide they want to go in and they want to trade their denarii and say they got $1 million dinar and say that they can get $1.10 for each one. That would be a great thing. But as Mark said, if you could do that, why wouldn't everybody been doing it? If you could legally do that, why wouldn't everybody been doing it? Because maybe if you keep it, maybe you get $5 for it, and it's $5 million. But if you got $1 million in hand is better than a dream of $5 any day, right? So here's what you have to look at: do I want to go in and do I want to listen to this lady? And I'm going to elaborate on this lady even more if it's the lady that I've been told it was. Her name is Lynn. If you go in to a Chase Bank and you go and you take the $1.10 and you get $1,100,000 for your $1 million, you're happy. You're great. But what are you going to do? Now I sound a little bit like Hulk Hogan. What are you going to do when you get the 800 number?
You're gonna cry.
What are you going to do when you get the 800 number? You going to call it? You going to set an appointment? You're going to take your dong? You're going to take your SIM? You're going to take your Bolivar? You're going to take all this stuff in there? You're going to make an appointment, go in there? Because you know what? You only get one chance. So take your dinar and go in there and see if you get paid. And if you do, you got $1 million if you got 1 million of them. But now you also got a lot of millions that you can wipe your butt with the rest of the stuff you got. Because that's what you got. You get one chance. Now this lady comes out and she says she knows it for a fact. How? This lady, and I've been told who it was. I'm not going to mention last name. I will mention this. Hold on. I got to make sure they don't shut us off here. Okay. This lady was on our show, and she was on it for a while. It was back when the show was a lot bigger than it is now. She did some things that we didn't agree with, and we relieved her of her duties. But see, here's the funny part, because when she was on the show, even though it was mine and Ron's show, Ron don't speak on the show, I do, but the only thing I got to talk about was the revaluation. Because she doesn't have no currency. She doesn't do this. Now, she's been gone, what, year and a half? And now she's an expert? I don't think so. As I was talking about cockroaches, I was talking about all of these other things. When you see one, do you notice you see them everywhere? And that's exactly what's happening now, guys. We have been warned and warned and warned to don't listen to the people that you don't know. I can tell you some more stories about this lady, but most of you know them. And it just, you've waited a year, you've waited 2 years, you've waited 5 years, you've waited 10 years. In mine and Ron's case, we've waited 16 years. Why, when we're this close, would you want to throw everything out of the way for $1 million? It doesn't make any sense to me, but I'm only the messenger here. I'm only telling you what I think you should do. There's somebody on our show that said they was going to think about trying it. I contacted that person. I left them a very nice message. Have not heard back from them. They can do it if they want. It's not going to be nothing against me. I mean, I can only teach you what I'm being taught. But I'm telling you, there's a thing called double dipping, and they will not allow double dipping. I'm also going to talk a little bit tonight when I talk about Bruce's big show last night, big call. And it just wasn't the same. I had to listen to Bruce's big call on replay because I didn't have my play-by-play announcer. Mary Ann had an errand to run, and I was supposed to send her the big call, and I forgot it. I was so distraught but not having my play-by-play announcer. But there's a part in there, and you'll hear it in a little bit, where Bruce says that when you go, if you have a solid account with your XRP, that they'll buy your XRP right then. And XRP is going to be huge, guys. It's going to be huge. But here's the thing. They'll buy it from you. You know, and let's use an example. Say you got 1,000 and you need a little money, and you go to the redemption center and you're cashing in your stuff, and they say, well, you know what? We'll give you maybe the going rate right then is $10 by then. Each one is worth $10. We'll give it to you right now. We'll give you 5,000 for 500. Guys, they're saying this XRP is going to be so valuable, it could go as high, if not higher, than Bitcoin. And Bitcoin, I just seen where it just hit $106,000 for one. If you're at a redemption center, it means you've got Zim. So why would you sell something that's got the capabilities of being $100,000 for one? Why would you sell it for $10 just to put $5,000 in your pocket? And the banks are going to be smiling because now they own it, and they'll hold on to it until it goes up to $100,000. And now they got a very wealthy bank. But it's all in what it is. I mean, you have to remember one thing. You're going to get, if you're Social Security age, you're going to get a raise. So they say. You're going to get R&R money. So they say. And you have, if you're at a redemption center, you're going to get money. Now, this was sent over to me by one of our patriots. Tuesday, 17th December, 2024, prepare for your GCR exchange/redemption appointment. Have 2 photo IDs present at your exchange. Count, organize, and have copies of your currency and or Zim. Write down a password that you can use to identify personal quantum account. If you want to immediately purchase a large item such as a home, have the specific information written down for proof of funds letter. If you have a humanitarian project, have 2 copies of 3 to 4 pages write up of your projects, one to give to them, one to keep. Be prepared to give short summary and 5 to 8 minute presentation of your project. Know how long your project will last, 20, 50, 100 years, in order to determine your payment. Know how many people it can employ. Know how much money you will need for the first 90 days of the project. Well, my feelings is a lot of it is something I believe to be true. The two IDs I have. One thing that was left out, you're also supposed to take 1 or 2 letters proving your actual address. Have 2 copies of 3 to 4 pages. I have 4 copies that I will be taking with me. One I will keep, and I'll have one for whoever's in the room with us. I have about a page report on each and every one of them, and I'm prepared to give I have 5 or 6 projects written down with many, many more in my mind. I know the amount of years, and that's all you have to do, guys, is just practice and things like that. When you're going to the redemption center, it doesn't matter if you wear blue jeans and a shirt, if you wear a suit, just make sure you're clean, your clothes are clean, you don't have an odor to you. Make sure your shoes are tied. If they're really dress shoes, I'm going to wear tennis shoes. But just make sure that all of this stuff's ready. Also, kind of have a list in your mind about the special beds of who you would like to go. Have 2 lists. One of your family members that you really want, or friends. I was talking to a girl last night, and I've known this girl for 35 years. She's 20 years younger than me, and if you didn't know it, you'd swear she was 30 years older. She hurts. She can't hardly walk, but she's by herself and she has to work. Fortunately, she has a job where she walks out her back door, walks across the parking lot, and she's at work. But then she's also on her feet for 8 hours a day. She works full time, so she gets about 42 to 45 hours a week. But this girl is hurting, and I says, I need your address, your phone number, and everything, because I want to put her on the list. Not only just to put her on the list, but I want her working with our group. But she has so many great assets that she can help in the projects. And just make sure you have lists like that made up. How many is it gonna, until I actually see what I'm going to be able to have, I can't tell how many people things are going to happen to rebuild Buckingham. I can't tell. I know one of my projects is I just want to donate money, but I also want to work with and get to know more about the beds. I want to go into a center and see exactly the blueprints of what a center is. So in the project, in our little town, we can put a center. In the town that I went to high school, we can put a center. In the little town 6 miles this way, we can put a center. All little towns get their own centers. And then, depending on the size of the town, are we going to need 2 or 3 doctors? Or are we going to need 4 or 5? Are we going to need 5 or 6 nurses? We're going to need 10 or 12. We're going to need people there that's going to be able to work in a cafeteria. So there's going to be food there for the people. We're going to need people who's going to be cleaning. We're going to need all different kind of people to keep the outside, the parking areas and everything. That's when, but if you're prepared and you said, I can't give you an actual number, but this is the number I think we can get by for the first year on. And don't be afraid to go high. If you think you need $1 billion, you put down you need $1 billion. You think you need $1 billion, don't put down 100 million, because it ain't going to get it done. And if you only make it for a month or two and then you're out of money, what are you going to do the rest of the year? I would hope, since this is new to all of us, they would grant us the opportunity to, okay, we take this amount, but if we go through this amount, we have it here. We have the currency here. Don't go giving it to someone else for some other country when we're trying to build. Let's, and guys, I'm not mean here. I do want to put some help in Africa because that's where the bonds are from. But I want to rebuild America. I've got 10 hats coming tomorrow, I think. Make America great again. I've got 10 coming. I think I've got 2 that I've got left. Because when I told people I had them come, I want one, I want one, I want one. I was in Dollar General last night, and the hat like this that I wear, not with the USA on it, just the red, white, and blue one with all the sparkly stuff. A little girl looked at me a while back and said, "Man, I love that hat." I said, "You do? Would you wear it?" "Oh, I would wear it all the time, sir." Boom. I walk out. I had one in my car. I bring it in. I said, "Here, it's yours." "How much do I owe you?" "You don't owe me nothing. Just wear it all the time." She tried wearing it to work. They won't let her. So she keeps it in her locker at work. But when I told her about Make America Great Again, I looked, I said, "You want one of those too, don't you?" "Well," I said, "Well, I'll give you one for Christmas." Guys, don't be afraid to spend $20 or $30 or $40 to give out to people. If you have it. And if you don't have it, don't. I don't have it, but I do it anyway. I probably given them red, white, and blue ones, or the blue ones, or the white ones. I probably given 25 or 30 of them away. I just went. Probably shouldn't have did it, but I just went tonight and I picked a couple of names off of Christmas trees in Walmart and kind of figured out what it would cost and kind of give them the money to get them kids. There was only 2 kids left on a tree. And I said, well, I got to get their Christmas presents too. So I can't afford it, but it makes me feel good. And, I'm a firm believer what I do is going to come back to me much, much stronger. And I'm not telling you guys to go do it if you can't do it, but boy, just standing in line, if you see somebody, just help them just a little bit. There's a lot of kids out there that just don't get much at all. So, and I don't tell these stories because I want patted on the back. I could care less. As I said, I could care less. Linda's Ralph, my friend's ill brother lives in Canada. You got a friend that's got an ill brother that lives in Canada? Is that what you're saying, Linda? Well, I kind of put him in our prayers too. Oh, guys, you're speaking of cocktails and that. Yesterday, I know I can say this because my brother's never watched one of my shows. My brother Russ. My brother Russ, when he was 19 years old, was drafted into the United States Army. Ron had already went a few months before him. And Ron was over in France at the time. It was when Vietnam was going on. And when my brother Russ got done with basic, he came home, and when he left, and he left on New Year's Day, you would think that many years ago I still wouldn't get emotional.
Yeah, I left on the 23rd of December.
Huh?
I left on the
Ron left on the 23rd of December. But Russ left on New Year's Day, knowing he was flying to Oakland to fly the next day to Vietnam. He survived. Ron survived. They came home. Well, we think Ron survived. But Russ got his last 6 months he had to spend in Pittsburgh. And they have a beer there called Iron City. And I was at my little granddaughter's birthday party the other day, little Kira's, her second birthday party. And Russ come up to me and we got talking, and he got talking to me about the military when he was in. And he said, man, I miss that Iron City beer. I really like that. You know, he was a whole whopping 19 years old, 20 years old when he was in Pittsburgh. And he missed that beer. He wished he could find it. He wished he could find it. You know the thing about Google or DuckDuckGo or places like that, you can find anything, anywhere. But in Illinois, the big state of Illinois, there's only 2 places that sell that beer. And I found one of them up on 95th Street in Chicago, Evergreen Park area. I took a drive up there yesterday at Benny's Beverages Depot. Jana, this is for you. Greatest liquor store I've ever seen in my life. But it's not just the liquor store itself. It was how nice the workers were and how many workers they had and what they was willing to do to help. And I says to the guy, I said, can you tell me where this Iron City beer is? He said, sure, follow me. And he went and he followed. I followed. He said, right there. I said, oh. He goes, what? I said, it's on the bottom. I'm not real great at getting down that low and getting stuff way back in. No problem, sir. He gets me the 4 that was left. So let me go see if we got some more because I wanted 6. I'd never drank the beer, but I wanted to give my brother a case of it. Don't want to give him a 18-pack or a 12-pack, even though it was $10 a 6-pack. But it was his Christmas present from me and Ron. So I got the 4 out, and the guy helped me out. I started looking around. I found something for Ron that I know he's really going to love. Found something for my son. Found my daughter's last gift. Got up there, and this lady, big black lady, I mean, just beautiful to me. She talked to me, and I go, wow, you're really nice. She said, well, thank you. I said, down where I live, we have to wait on ourselves on everything. You know, we even have to go out to the site and get our own cart. And she said, is that why you brought your own cart in today, sir? I said, yeah, I didn't think you'd have any in here. She said, oh, no. We have people tripping over people to do the work here. And if they don't work, they don't work. It's not one of these, I'm going to send around on my phone thing. They're going to work or they're going to be gone. And she looked at me. She says, do you have a Benny's number? I said, what's that? She goes, the number that helps you save money on your purchases. I said, I don't have one. But what do I got to do to get one? Because I can use it the next time I come up here. Never been to one in my life, but I've already got plans on going back. And they said, well, we're going to get you one right now. She took my name, first and last, took my email address, took my phone number, took my zip code. She said, you got one now. I said, okay, thank you. She says, well, your bill was $197.21. It's now $162.41. Saved me $35. She didn't have to do that. But, you know, I got 4 6-packs to carry. I got other things to carry. She says, sir, would you like a box for that? And I said, yeah, I really would appreciate that. They went and got me a nice box. I got almost everything in it. Put it in the cart. Wheel it out to the car. Put everything away. And took my cart back inside. She said, sir, you don't have to do that. I said, I wanted to tell you thank you. But I'm telling you, when you go someplace It's amazing. Now, me and Ron been talking about Brown's chicken, but not so much the chicken. We love their gizzards there. But we don't have them here in Kankakee and Bradley area anymore. They got rid of the two that we had. And we've been talking about the gizzards, but we don't have one close to us. Right exactly across the street. Right exactly across the street is a Brown's Chicken. I just saved $35. I can afford to go over there and get something. But I said to myself, there's no way I'm going to be able to pull out and either turn to the left to go back to, Kinsey Avenue. I'm on 95th Street. There's no way I'm going to be able to turn. There's no way I'm going to be able to go straight across. So I was planning on, well, maybe I'll turn right, go down a couple blocks, get in the turning lane. There's a gas station. I'll turn around the gas station, get back on and come back. But if I do that, I'm not stopping at Brown's Chicken. It wasn't meant to be. Two cars are in front of me. They pull out and they turn to the right. The other one pulls to the right. I pull up and I look and I say, you got to be kidding. It was like Moses just separated the sea again, man. I had a clear shot. There wasn't a car in sight. I went right across and I got our gizzards. Had a great time. Going up Kinsey Avenue, 8 miles to your turnoff. And I thought, oh God, 8 miles with stop and go get lights and that. It seemed like it took forever. Man, I come up and I'm turning off at 95th to get back onto Kinsey to go down and hit 6th. I get on there and I'm driving and I'm hitting up. I'm not having to stop for that light. Not having to stop for that. Just kept going and going. I'm like, man, I'm really making some good time. All of a sudden, I looked at one of the blocks as I went by and I said, wow, I went 40 blocks already. That's pretty good. I just kept going and going and went over this bridge and kept going and going. I says, I got to start watching for 6. And all of a sudden I see, whoa, 6 East, next exit, next turn. So I got over and got in the turning lane, hit the green light. And I said, well, now I got to watch for 57. I got a little bit of time. No, it's right there. Boom. What seemed like took me an hour on Kinsey going up there, took me like 15 minutes coming back. But that's a story for another day. Let's see what else we got.
Bruce.
Well, I'm going to get to Bruce, but I got to get to here we go. We'll go all the way down here. This is me. Breaking news, 18 states are backing Louisiana statewide law mandating public schools to prominently display the 10 Commandments in every classroom in a large, easily readable font.
That came from Linda.
That came from Linda. Wolverine, please get ready as we are about to go warp speed. This is real this time and no rumor or hopium. It's been very hard on me to do this for all of you as I've had sleepless nights trying to get information for all of you. All platforms need to be close off by tomorrow or latest Saturday so they can start releasing those funds. We are now at the cups of this, so I want everyone to remain close to God and give him thanks for everything that is coming. That opera will come out tomorrow by grace of God. Thank you for all your support you have given me. And above all, I like to thank my wife, who has been a tremendous support to me, as she has always said to me that I should never give up, as she knew this was for the rescue of humanity. I also like to thank God above all else for giving me strength to continue on and never give up. I will receive a call tomorrow, but I don't know what time, so I can release the opera. Get ready, everyone. God bless everyone. Your friend, Wolverine. God will command his angels to protect you wherever you go. Okay, what else we got? The big N. Boom. The Hats executive order set the big N in motion, launching the transition to greatness and the global currency reset, GCR. As the nation stands at a pivotal moment, President the Hat returns signals a transformative era for America. Central to this vision is the Big N, the National Economic Security and Recovery Act, a comprehensive blueprint for sweeping economic and social reform. This act is not just policy, it is a revolutionary stride towards financial liberty, reducing debt burdens, and safeguard national wealth. With strategic executive actions, the Hat has laid groundwork for these reforms, envisioning a future where all Americans prosper without financial strain. These actions include vital payroll tax cuts, eviction protections, unemployment benefits, and student loan repayment flexibilities aimed at reshaping America's financial landscape amidst ongoing crisis. The Hat decisive economic relief plan, frustrated with congressional stagnation, the Hat has leveraged executive orders to implement crucial economic relief measures. Payroll tax cuts. These cuts are designed to increase disposable incomes for American workers, fostering consumer spending and stimulating economic growth. Eviction protection. With these orders, millions of Americans will retain their homes during the pandemic, aiding in the stabilization of the housing market. Unemployment benefits extensions. Extended these benefits ensures continued support for Americans who have lost jobs, providing crucial bridge to economic recovery. Student loans repayment options. These adjustments offer deferred payments and reduced interest rates, achieving the financial burdens on borrowers. Our large strategy, the Hat's vision for economic revival. Speculation suggests the Hat's action might be precursor to the global currency reset, RV, aiming to realign global currency values with the U.S. leading the charge. This strategic economic maneuver is poised to cement U.S. dominance in global financial system. The Hat's bold leadership in uncertain times by bypassing Congress to enact the Big N measures. The Hat has demonstrated proactive leadership, addressing immediate economic needs while setting the stage for long-term growth. His policy moves, coupled with significant diplomatic achievements like the normalization of relation between Serbia and Kosovo, underscore his commitment to America's future prosperity. The Hat's leadership through these transformative times could very well define his presidential legacy, marked by significant economic reform and robust approach to international diplomacy. We have great news out of Iraq. The people in Kurdistan were paid starting on Monday. Her brother's tech shared a video from Kurdistan showing seniors going to the bank to get their payments for September and October and set up a time to come and get November and December. Here's Bruce. Intel only. Jeannie mentioned R&R and debt forgiveness and SS. A couple of days ago, the SS will be happening in January and the R&R also. Bruce now going into details of the different groups, the age groups, I think he said 30 to 45 would be getting paid over 3 years. Every month, they'll get some every month for 3 years. The age group 46, he said to 60, but it's to 59, will be paid out in 2 years on a monthly basis. And the seniors 60 and above will be a lump sum. It's supposed to be paid right into your account that you're getting your Social Security from. But Bruce is questioning this because if you're going to a redemption center, they're saying they're going to pay you then. Excuse me. They say they're going to pay you then. And most people will want that put in their quantum account, not me. I want to put in my regular account where I get my Social Security. Just do it that way. That's my opinion. I hope everybody has that option. I just don't know. Bruce is wondering how this will work. We are going to be paid. That's what I just covered, saying we're going to be paid at the exchanges. So how would that work for us? But Iraq has come out with a new rate. Now, Bruce announced Iraq came out and they paid all the people they owed, the contractors and everybody. They paid them at a rate in country of $8.80. Guys, if this is true, our contract rate is going to be, very, very, very good. Hi, Vicky. Cindy's here. Jeffrey's here. Mike Davis, I don't think I mentioned you. Susie Q's here. Ron says I did mention you.
No, you didn't.
Oh, I didn't. Yeah, $8 in country, which is a great rate. And on Monday morning at 9 a.m., they paid out the contractors and military and constructors all the way back to August at the new rate. And that is significant. Doesn't include the HCL or pensions and retirement payments and the other thing about the new rate from boots on the ground. 158 countries came to celebrate, along with Iraq, their new rate over the weekend. And they are all very happy that it is now nearly doubled. Bruce's opinion, we are getting close to the end of the year, 15 days to January 1st. And Bruce thinks most of the aspects of the Big N and Big G will start around the 1st of January, but he doesn't know that for a fact. But with the USN dollar, we heard the computer systems were beginning to process change from the fiat to the asset-backed USN. The beginning of that is starting today with computer systems. Bruce doesn't know much about crypto. The people we talk about when we talk about the Zim. However, many of you may have XRP, and that's what I was telling you about. He said they might pay you there. That's all they've got here in Bruce's reading, which really, what Bruce actually came out to say was he really believed that we should be getting the numbers today, if not today, tomorrow for sure. I mean, he actually said that. He didn't come out and say it, or I didn't listen to it, or didn't hear it, but I really believed the way he was talking, the excitement he was talking with, that might have been his last big call. Now, I believe he will have calls, same way that I will have calls. We're going to have to reword what we say and that. So trying to find Judy, but I don't see one that says here just the reading. I'm not saying it's not, but no, that's not. Bear with me a second. Maybe this one. No. Did you send me the reading when overrun? Guys, I don't have Judy's reading, so.
Oh, it's on there.
No, it's not. Nope, I don't have Judy's reading, so we're going to call it a night. We're over an hour anyway, so we covered a lot tonight. But before I go, the one thing I do want to say is keep the people's in your heart with prayer that need it. Always pray for the children. Thank you for showing up tonight. 164 people as we're coming to an end. I'm not sure how we're doing Friday. We may be doing an afternoon again. We'll wait and see. I know I do have some plans on Friday night, but I was going to see what we're going to do. But probably we will do 1 to 1:30, somewhere in there. I will let everyone know. Yes, Janet, it's going to be biblical, but we have to keep the vibrations up, guys. And I know for me to sit here, I feel like a hypocrite saying that because I'm fighting. I'm fighting a lot of things going on in my life. And we're here for a reason. Someone mentioned earlier it's going to be biblical. Someone mentioned that we were chosen. And that's the bottom line. We weren't chosen by the hat. We weren't chosen by Sleepy and Dopey and people like that. We were chosen by God. And we may never get in history books. We may never get in other things. But we know 50 to 100 years from now, when they're teaching these times in school, we know that we were a big part of it. This family here, I don't know how I got through the last 5-10 years without you guys. When I started the show almost 5 years ago, I didn't know what I was doing. Some people say I still don't. But you know what? I've survived an awful lot of controversy, and we've moved forward. You know, I just thank each and every one of you for coming on. In closing the show, I do want to talk one last thing, and that's about one of my favorite people. I mean, you're all favorites to me, but Diane with 2 N's. She got very upset about something that this lady that I talked to you earlier about said. So Ron said she wants you to call her. So me and Ron did. We did a 3-way video chat. And I got her laughing, and I got her mind off of things. And we know we're close. Hi, Golden Arrow. We know we're close, and that's what we got to remember, guys. We're close. We're almost there. Now, let's get it into the end zone, or let's get it out of the park, or whatever term you want to use. My favorite one is let's just get rid of Sleepy and Dopey. Good night. God bless, and I love yous all.